information. Two players pushing up long of Sergey and Ariel. They're not going to find anything, but at least they'll get information.
Still posturing back and forth at the pick position. That's been erased. Electronic gets the kill, and he's now switched back to realize Sergey is also being aggressive. Pushing out. Sergey will get the better out of him. Ariel still hanging out toward the dinner party. The push. Sergey down. Ariel holds the bomb drop. He's got to turn around. Fast response, but not quick enough to hit the aim as Edward finds both. And it's Simple with 9 HP. Edward that recovers the bomb. And they're trying to race over to where the B site. This is red, though. They're already there, and so silently to the right. Oh. X7 didn't realize Simple got behind him. They're past each other.
Clear this
Simple might turn it. X7 doesn't turn around first. Simple's low HP, couldn't find it. He actually gets both. Edward was a victim of Simple's ignorance, if you want to call it that, the lack of knowledge that he was there, but it still was impressive that he was able to find Simple afterward.
I thought the X7 would have definitely heard him barreling up, but I suppose when he chose to start holding that shift key and walk on in, it was the perfect timing. Ships in the night there, passing each other. And now, this is the round that I said that NAVI are the best at the world out on this map. But they haven't gone for a full investment. Normally what you see them do is drop AKs across and go for a round that's a little bit more aggressive. This one is going to be held quite honest. But you need to know, and I pointed this out last time on Inferno when NAVI won a round, that Zeus actually drops pistols over to his teammates. Look, he has $500 to his name, but only a Glock. He's given, let's have a look here. He's given a Deagle to Simple, and he's given a Deagle to Electronic. So don't say Big Daddy Zeus does never do anything for anybody, because he's facilitating the key pieces for him on the map. Electronic has made a lot of ground towards long. Simple has to deal with Sergey here, and he gets a freebie.
MP5 picked up, guaranteed Simple doesn't get that.
Look at Electronic already.
Oh! Just nailed Alexi B mid-jump. I was going to say Simple's not going to pull out that MP5 until he needs to. He'll hold the Deagle in hand for the range. Now he can take the brawl, and he goes up close, catches out one, looks for the second on X7, but has the information there's still an overpass. Problem is where the bomb is.
Yeah. Edward needs to wait. He needs to let Electronic do something here.
Edward is being smart about it, too. They could actually let them both
go B.
And they go B.
Go
the
B.
other one pushed through. This is huge. They just let them go straight through like a sieve.
Ring around the
Back
rosy.
over to B. They split them, and they know exactly where they are in doing so. Electronic pushes through. Edward plants. That's actually smart by Edward. Patience. Deagle and MP9 versus MP9 and UMP. Edward's going to get up close with that Deagle.
Look at the HP as well here. The Deagle just has to land anywhere on the body for Alu, and he falls. X7.
Not much better, really.
But 2 kits.
Edward can hear them. Knows he's there. Tries to peek it out. Swings again. Does. Oh, tag him. That puts him very low. Now it's certainly winnable for the MP9 of Electronic. Gets the reload in for the Deagle in time, and he just goes hunting because he knows he's tagged. Now his teammate can collect on Alu.
Add another one to that stat line. Great stuff there. See, this is the thing, right? I've spoken with players in the past, and this was a long time ago, mind you, and they talk about Simple and the team, and they talk about, oh yeah, but if you know, if you had a player that you always dropped guns, you know, they could be just as competitive. Yeah, right.
It's true. I've seen a number of rounds where Simple doesn't get the gun and still finds the kill. You give him a Deagle, and he's got enough to work with. There's no question about that.
But this is multiple times that Zeus has facilitated that, right? He dropped the Deagles to the 2 opening kills, right? The reason that he does that is even if they lose that round, even if they're unsuccessful in it, that his players, his stars, can still have a chance to shine and be used correctly in the next. I don't care what you want to say about the guy's mechanical ability. From a team player perspective, he is facilitating these rounds. You have to look at the big picture here. Counter-Strike, you need 16 rounds on the board. That's the only way you're getting the victory here. And this is another one. There's 2 times in this tournament alone that we've been casting their matches, and he's dropped Deagles across and they've won from it. That's pretty good odds.
Yeah, it's not bad, really.
It may have happened on more occasions. Maybe I haven't been taking note of it. Maybe I haven't seen it in all of the games. But at least in 2 occasions where I've watched it happen and I've pointed it out, it's come true. And I'm not saying that's anything to do with me. I'm saying that's to do with the fantastic...
That's not. You're definitely saying it has to do with you, Chad.
You think it's all me?
It's all you.
God, I'd like that pressure. Do we have that power?
I doubt it.
Well, ENCE are going to try.
Let's be honest. If we had that power, we would abuse it.
Yeah, there'd be a lot more 16-1s on days we weren't happy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But ENCE here, they're going to force buy back in. They don't want to go without a fight. They want to show that anything you can do, I can do better as CZ75s for Alexi B and Aerial. Scout counts Valor, Deagle to Sergey, UMP for X7. 3 are going to push water position. Electronic's going to have a lot to deal with here.
Got the shot landed onto Edward, but the AK in return too strong, and Alu had nowhere to hide. Ooh, Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen, and it nearly works. Doesn't quite, though, because Electronic was too close on the other side. I mean, they put so much effort into finding Simple that they were able to collect onto it with the swing and the NP9. Good money built up for Electronic as a result. He sits with 5,500. 1 kill at least going back Sergey's way. But he was all alone. And he's a bit of a snake. With 1 on 5, it's not uncommon to see the first kill go the way of the last remaining player because they're all making noise. They all just running around trying to find him. He can be silent and catch off 1. That's all he gets, though. No guns carried over. 2-1 for NAVI.
Yeah, so the interesting thing to point out here is if you win the pistol round and then lose the following, you only have the $1,400 loss bonus, right? So that's a big reason as to why they went for the force buy back. It would have potentially been 2 light pistol upgrades or, you know, a double eco of some variety. So now they're going to have to take a save regardless. They want to get a gun round going in the following. So this should be the 3rd round on the board for NAVI here. But we have seen, there was a round, was it the MIBR game that we were casting where a full USP eco, maybe that was WSG, maybe I'm blurring everything together, but it was on overpass. They really struggled. They're just going to be overwhelmed, so that's a great start.
Caught with the Molotov in hand.
Look where Simple is already. He's already basically in CT spawn. So if they can just hold them in place.
As long as the bomb doesn't get caught, that's on the move now toward the B site. Even a little cheeky. Alexi will take a lot of the damage from that. I say a lot, 3 or 4 really. Bomb planted, Simple took all the position away, and an AK picked up. 2x7 gives us something to work with. Doesn't have armor, and they've already committed to the fight, so that's dropped. Alu's going to grab that, see what he can do with it, but not getting out, I don't presume, because they're still watching his position from Monster. And he's gone. Flamey with the kill. Golf clap.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Hiko's homies?
I think the cool thing, obviously yesterday we had a bit of a blemish with the whole Gratisfaction situation. Now that, I'm definitely not for any of that. Don't get me wrong. I want everybody to stay impartial in that regard. I don't want that to sway any round outcomes. But one thing that I have noticed is they definitely don't boo here, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And
they seem quite pleasant.
If it's a good play, they're cheering regardless. You know, even though they're clearly a fan of NAVI here, if ENCE do something great, you know, they're more than happy to celebrate good Counter-Strike, and that's something which...
I just think it's really fun to be in a crowd in another country where we... Sure, I am Shanghai, we had one, but we were out back, and that was at a festival. It's a little bit, you know, an expo, if you will.
Sure.
It's a little bit different. Convention, I think, is the word I'm looking for. So this is kind of fun.
Madness, some people might call it enjoy. That place was nuts.
Oh, yeah. Getting in and out of the buses when it was so hot outside was rather annoying.
That's a big kill from Edward right there. He did take a lot of damage, but one of the things to note is that when the line is low HP play, you still get a lot done, and through the smoke.
Look at the damage, though. X7 has softened them up so considerably, but the problem is they have to convert that. Nade for Sergey might have a lot to do with it. I say that, he's not really nearby. He's gone. He's way out toward the playground. Alexi B's the only one here. They've already committed to the save.
I like the little detail there from NAVI with the 2 players who were low at Sandbag. What they did was, because Sandbag was smoked off, they boosted on it, which would have given him a kind of one way to look from the Sandbag to help clear parts of the site. So he wasn't completely useless. It's a good little move right there. And you're right, it's the smallest margins there that stop ENCE from having multi-kills on that side and actually being able to take this round away. They will go for the save. They will hold on to this AWP and for an AUG. And the loss bonus now almost complete. So go find 1. At least they know kind of where he's hiding.
More HP on the 3 players than the 4 combined on the NAVI side, but 4-1 indeed. AUG Electronic carried over. AUG Alexi bought out. CZ's for Aerial and X7.
Yeah, so they will be able to buy in the following, even if they get completely obliterated out of this round. But I'd say they'll take an aggressive stance with these guns, and then if they can get some guns, actually fight for it. If NAVI are able to juke and slide their way around the map with avoiding many firefights, then at that point, those guns will just be saved and carried across to the next yet again. We saw a lot of saving from NAVI on their CT side on Train. We saw even more on Inferno. And ENCE are kind of now having to feel the same level of pain in the early stages of their CT side on Overpass here. Through connector, that's what they want to clear. Alexi could go huge here. This could actually shut down any push NAVI are looking for. Zeus and Flamey are going to have to trade off each other very well. The push is coming, the reload, the timing is off.
Big time on Simple, though. Tried to turn it around. I take it back. Ariel found 2 more. Edward has to recover the situation. Pulls it down to a 3-on-2. Bomb still in his hand. He can work up slightly closer to the site. In fact, they'll go all the way through, make contact. Molotov to cover off the ramp. Make sure no one's hiding where X7 was in the pistol round. And Flamey has cleared out connector, but Alu is up above Sergey. First kill. Cleared it. He was a little bit closer behind than they realized. Unfortunately, the bomb down and won't move in this direction. Sergey's taking all of the aggro, and Alu with the AWP is stuck inside the window with nothing to do. If he's going to move, he's got to make it now, because both have left the site, and Alu's not taking advantage of the ground. No kit. If he had pushed in more aggressively, he might have given himself a chance at least to bait them away. In fact, if they were fighting for long enough, he might have been able to get on the defuse. Yeah, he'll leave the site.
They really isolated Sergey there. They both wanted to make sure that they could get that duel completed. I'm not sure if they thought that he was going to try and run away or not, but he was the avenue in, right? He had a little bit of utility. He also had the kit, so the fact that they did kill him means more than just one frag and forcing it into the 2v1 situation, and gave Alu little to no choice. And now with the lost bonus built all the way up, ENCE are going to be able to buy again. Alu can get head armor, diffuse kit, full utility, so the saved AWP alleviates a little bit of pressure on him having to just go for the AWP with Kevlar or a glass cannon. Saves can be important, especially down the stretch. 2 orgs out. Ariel unable to afford one, and Sergey choosing to stick with the M4. We do have 3 diffuse kits in play, and this time I want to look like NAVI are doing more of the same. Electronic is tasked with controlling the water push. They're waiting for any information in connector, but we can see that it's a 4-man B stack coming out from the side of ENCE here, with just Alu towards long. So this normally has a timer on it. At a certain point, the rotation has to come back over, and ENCE have to be aware that toilets control can be given up. So you have to be careful, very thorough in the way that you check the corners, clear those positions. This 4-man B lane was something we've seen a lot out of CIS teams in recent times. NAVI, they've done it. Avantgarde is another team I noticed doing a lot. They were allowing James just to AWP that A bomb site. And it is a smart play because it locks down a B rush, right? And you know that there's a big window. It takes a lot longer to clear out all the little details over towards A. You have a lot more tells of utility. So I like it. It does feel like the finish will be on B because there's 45-ish seconds left on the clock now, and NAVI haven't cleared long. They haven't cleared toilets. The only real estate they have is sewer, and obviously backyard where they can execute, and this is where they want to put pressure on yet again. The 4 players are still lying in wait for ENCE on this B bomb site.
Additional smoke deployed inside of Monster. Swing position just beside that, also covered off by Ariel. Same he fired early. If he fired early, if he didn't fire at all, he might have gotten away with it, but he panicked, and as he wanted to shoot, he was blinded. Up, good find onto Sergey at the ramp. This gives NAVI the sight once again. Alexi wants to go on this. Zeus is ready for it. Simple's already got Alu. Alexi does get one back. Simple's low. In fact, it's down to just Flamey because he's caught him off, and he's got a chance on this. He absolutely does. With 82 HP, smoke down already toward Bags as well. He's got the kid. He can just hold this. He could hold this. Flamey's off. He's too far to the right. He's too far to the right. He's trying to get closer, but it's too late. ENCE pull one back. It's 5-2.
Big 3 kills from Alexi in that round right there. Taking that one away just under the nose of Flamey. The low HP, I'm sure if he was a little bit higher, maybe he would have been slightly more audacious in his approach to that 1v1 situation. That's a much needed round on the board here for ENCE. Only having one player survive in that situation means that They have to string together a buy by dropping over guns. Alexi has an AWP as well here, so we'll be rocking the double AWPs right now for ENCE. Does alleviate a little bit of pressure on the necessity of utility. Oh, Sergey popping the balloons. I guess that's so they can't boost to clear long.
Yeah, there is some reason to do that. That's not just for fun.
Removed an avenue there for NAVI to go for a pick, but very quick to it as well by playing.
And Alu's actually using that position, by the way. So that's exactly why. He is on the flower pots, where in which they would see with that boost. Zeus is making contact. Zeus at the backside. Didn't find the first, but still recovered to get Aerial, who was looking his direction. Even if he went a step further, it would have been hard to imagine he wasn't shot at.
Wait, look how much room that opened up towards A. It was almost a complete rotation. They've dropped right back. Alu's in the site. Sergey's still close enough to help out. But now Navi can accelerate over towards this bomb site relatively quickly. Edward has enough utility to flash them back, smoke off a point, even throw the Molotov. And it's still Electronic and Simple, the duo coming through the toilets together. This is dangerous.
Good find, Alu. Look for a second, doesn't get there, but Sergey beats him to it. It's Electronic down, just Simple. Another 1-on-4. 41 seconds, and he has the bomb. Geez, it must be better odds. Bit situational, I think.
For sure, and I think Alu with that opening kill right there onto Edward alleviated so much pressure. I felt like if they got caught unexpectedly, because when I saw the rotation go down after those 2 kills on the B bomb side, it felt like there was going to be a massive gap, but Simple here, as good as he is, what we've seen from him, the impossibility of this one.
Hang on, though. He has just got on Sergey. It's Alu with an AWP up close. 15's, oh, I think he's done himself in. Alu doesn't peek it. Alu will now. I thought he might be able to catch the AWP off. Bait a shot out of him, takes down both, and then the rotation. I was giving him a chance for a moment there. And I suppose why wouldn't you when it's Simple?
Exactly. When that man's alive, there's always a chance. But now, ENCE, okay. Starting to put things together. Standing and getting some very good jewels over towards that B bomb site. So Zeus was kind of just feeling out that round, going in alone. And then the quick call came in after the trades happened to just regroup and go back over towards A. But good awareness by ENCE, and especially Alu. When you are that angle on the A bomb site with the AWP, there's a lot to keep in mind of the timings of the positions that are open. It can get difficult. Simple's actually searching towards B with the AWP this time. They're not putting too much pressure on toilets overall, so maybe they want to stay away from the aggressive AWP of Alu. But he is being very, very passive. He doesn't feel the need to go up and give away an opening kill. They know that they can sit back. Traditionally, NAVI, you roll back the clock to when Overpass was first in, when it was really at its peak, when you were talking about the battles before between Luminosity/SK and NAVI. It was such a slow approach, so many boosts, so much crazy play. NAVI can start to accelerate their push towards this A bomb site now. Nades, flashes, and smokes are being used to clear out all the corners as they go. Now that smoke is more to block the AWPer, so Sergey's actually using it to his advantage to stay in front of. And now that he's thrown his own counter smoke, it means whatever they have put down has been eliminated. It means they can't use that to push closer into the bomb site. So good utility usage right there. Looks like it is going to be an A set piece. So if ENCE push forward in this situation, they could really unravel just with 1 kill.
Swings back around inside the site and send the area out behind the smoke just to delay further in case they want to flash through. They would put pressure on his AWP, so he wants to buy space in that position.
Still a triple boost along.
They have, and Simple gets the kill with it. X7 is found. Alu now knows they're definitely there, but needs to find space because Sergey's still out in front of the site, and that gives him Zeus
10 seconds
to deal with, and couldn't. You're right, 10 seconds means Alu would be misfortunate. He finds a way to deny the plant. It has gone down now. Couldn't jump over top of yellow box. That was probably his best bet. And there was so many smokes, it would have been hard to spot anyone. He's been alive the whole time on this site and can't do anything about it. B, though, has the second op. So he's gone. Double op retake when they're both inside. Could it possibly happen? Hit for Alexi B as well. He's going to get aggressive. There's no rifle for him to grab. Okay, take it back. There's an AK on top of the bomb, but he taps. He wants Alu to hold. He's going to have to scope in so fast. Double peek. That's the right way to play it.
He's got it.
But he actually turned it around. Alexi B. When do you see a double op 2 versus 4 retake? That is impressive from ENCE.
That is wild right there from ENCE. That Absolutely sick round to win. It felt like after all those trades went down on the A bomb site that it was over, but the fact that they stayed, they weren't scared. They were more than happy to take those fights. That is a sick retake right there. Normally, in the past, we've seen AWPs go full-on combat style towards the B bomb site in retakes. We're doing it over towards A, where there's so many different angles and duels to worry about. To be able to pivot in that last moment, yeah, I'd take a pause too if I was Navi. Score 5-4, still in Navi's favor. They will be able to get another gun round on the board, but maybe they just need to calm things down. We have ENCE. They've brought on in. X7 only has a UMP. Alu's been able to get the AWP back in his hands. Ariel and Sergey, M4s to their name. No utility to note for Sergey. And that's one of these key players over towards the A bomb site to slow down the approach through the bathrooms. It becomes a little bit more difficult. He hasn't completely bought yet. He still has $700, so they might be talking through what they want to do. He's going to go with the smoke and 2 flashes. And Alexi B not opting after that successful round to rock the double AWP still. We'll be going with the AWP. So this round right here, the buy is still better. Oh. X-ray there. You can see how close that duel was from going down between the AWPers on respective sides. Electronic does have out that Krieg. He has it over towards B, so if anybody jumps sandbags, I guess the scoped in may give him a little bit quicker of a reaction. At least tunnel vision. So you can see, look how early in the rounds the ENCE are happy to play from the site. You normally see a map like this where they play transitional, right? They play up close, they drop a smoke, they play behind it. T's have to use their utility. AWPer holds a line. Even if he gets flashed on, he'll take a shot just to keep them honest. But ENCE just, they don't want any business about it. They're saying, yeah, that's cool. You can take that territory. We know how to defend on the side as a team. They've gone with the flower pot setup where Sergey just lies in wait while Alu does his best to jiggle peek, spot, and bait for him. So hopefully lure them into a false sense of security. And Simple will be the man to deal with over at the side of the map. He's throwing some nades from long, but they know there's nothing behind that smoke.
Nade bounce. And we're tagged 287. Straight contact with the SG. Toward that ramp, that SG can be menacing toward the window as well. He's got range that he can work with. Simple's already found Alexi B. Fast. Repeat. MP. Simple will finally put X7 down. He got Flamey. Almost planted. Oh, enough HP. It's possible, though. Zeus on 7.
Well, they went for the last one. Why not go for this one?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Alu's got the AWP again. He can hold from the window. Smoke has a gap in it, but not much revealed from that. It will now slowly dissolve and give him a chance to get closer. Scoping in and out repeatedly. Simple staring in his direction, but Sergey with that flash wants to around the corner. Zeus he's up close. He can get a headshot position though. He's got to be very swift about it. Sergey gets it back. Simple down. You said it. They got the last one. Why not this one? Electronic. He's got time on his side, and he's got an op in his hands to save and carry over. It's now 6 for NAVI.
I guess they just wanted to inflict as much damage as they possibly could on that T-side economy, but by saving that AWP...
See, I like this little clapping.
Yeah, he's eating his soup.
Good.
They didn't sit at home, but there's a gentleman in the audience eating some soup. I think it's soup.
It looks that way.
Could be ice cream.
But I just enjoy the golf clap. Like, it was a good round. Nothing crazy happened. Nothing to cheer about, but good round. I approve. It's very nice.
So, buying in behind those saved weapons.
I want some soup.
So I think we'll get something to eat after this one, that's for sure.
Who are we going to be eating with? Is it going to be ENCE or NAVI?
Well, one of them will be getting ready for the next match, and one can probably go back and eat at the hotel. So, either way.
Yeah, not sure which is which at this point. At 5-1 for NAVI, I was thinking, geez, imagine they win the first map and then the clutch costs them the series, but now they're back in this. Now we're... I'm going to say it. This is a rivalry that's really going to brew up. I hope these guys play each other a lot more in the future. A lot more events out. The bracket favors it. Flamey, he favors this round. He's got Alu and Sergey down. Electronic finds Ariel.
hard to see a way back into this round for ENCE. And even if they go to hold on to the guns, because of the very thorough nature that NAVI go, by the time they get to the bomb site, you still have Electronic making sure nobody can push out from Sandbag into Sewer. Zeus is making sure nobody can push Monster. Edward has long control. Simple's waiting to make sure toilets are covered off. Flamey's clearing out towards the main area of access towards this A bomb site. Alexi B and X7 have chosen to play together. So they're in the swing, obviously leaning towards the A bomb site, but they can easily drop between two. But I think the fact that NAVI are going towards them, Zeus is about to see B's clear. They can still drop back. I think they'll do that. I think they're going to go back towards B now that they know Zeus is in, and they will.
Flash directly in the face of Alexi. Came from a range, so he knows that he's got time on it. That one, not so much. Double flash. Does second one doesn't catch him. He still gets the kill on it. Molotov off the stairs. Good retake of position behind the truck.
Wait, why is Electronic not on B? They don't have time to plant. They have to kill him now.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Edward's not inside of the site at all. Zeus is luckily in position, and it is going to be 7-4. He may... We were at 4 seconds when the round expired, and he was actually by the pillar. He may have just barely, but that's a big risk.
I was just watching him on the minimap, right? I made the joke yesterday about being more indecisive than my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, sorry.
Wow, that's, geez, Chad.
Freudian slip. But this is the same problem, right? NAVI have had a problem in the past about losing these rounds that are really, you know, down to the wire, and they made the perfect call. I don't know why they didn't trust that Zeus was into the bomb site. He had the opportunity to flank all the way through spawn. Maybe they knew because Sandbag at that point, there could have been a slight window of aggression there. But that could have gone wrong, and that would have been a tilt round. That's one where NAVI are going to argue in the booth. So they're lucky they got away with that.
Electronic gets out X7. Back to pistols. NAVI stretching their legs again. Yeah, that would have been crazy if that cost them, but I think he was close enough. I don't know if he was still moving or not, though, right? Because sometimes you get there 4 seconds, but it takes that little half second to get
nudge.
Yeah, it's like the animation and actually getting it to initiate the plant. Good positioning behind the pallets. They are looking that way, but they aren't actually thinking anyone's still there. And Electronic, very well timed, steps out to find two players. Alu and Sergey, all that remain before NAVI will double that of ENCE and find 8 rounds to 4. Put us 1 round.
Oh, next 2.
Further in the books, and Edwards got it.
NAVI play like frustratingly slow. When you play against the right, you're just sitting there watching your crosshair, and you know that they're going to come at some point.
Wave. Look, we can wave. We're on camera.
We're on camera?
Yeah, look.
Oh, cool. I'm not holding the post.
We're breaking the 4th wall at this point.
There are no barriers in esports. Everyone can enter.
It's true. Absolutely true.
All right, ENCE right now, they can't win the half, but they can still aim for 7. The double AWP setup that they ran before netted them around in an unlikely retake situation on that A bomb site, and Alexi's going to be the man rocking it this time round. Alu, he's only going to have the AUG, so maybe he's not feeling the AWP right now. He's going to be over towards connector with Sergey. So much presence to make sure that they lock down the connector and sewer part of the map, because right now nobody has their eyes on A whatsoever. Flamey, well, he's got their eyes trained on them as he'll get the first, traded out. You can see there's still 4 players completely over towards the B side of things for ENCE. So there's no trouble because they can rotate back through spawn. They've alleviated a lot of pressure in the early stages towards the B bomb site. So now they can probably play a 2-2 split without too many issues. And NAVI, knowing that close connector position, have to send somebody through to make sure it's clear. They need to take their time. Time in that previous round wasn't a problem, but doesn't mean it can't be going forward. One of the things that ENCE do really well on their B-bomb site is play for information off of one another. They flash for each other. They make sure that they're picking continuously. They don't just let you have too much of the map for free, especially when they're feeling an impending threat. Electronic and Zeus are going to go for a boost, and then might actually be able to catch the head of X7, depending on the angle that they boost at. Because he's just on the other side of the pillar here.
Edward gone. Okay, that's
there it is.
Electronic though that gets it back. X7 goes down. Nearly caught Aerial going back to the same position, but the fact that he's in the same position means they think it's clear. Good trade from Simple as a result, but now Alexi B. Second off, resounding, gets 1 kill. Simple just steps in, removes him, and Sergey has to work with an M4. Simple's gotten close-ups. He's at 75, but doesn't realize he's coming from the balcony, and Sergey gets the jump. 8-5. They'll hold on for 1 more. That puts us into rounds now 14 with money on either side.
Alexi's been that impact man so far. In a lot of the rounds, he's had multi-kills
I say money on the other side, not really a lot for the CTs. Carry on.
Yeah, they're not working with much, but they did get that AWP to drop across. Well, Alexi B, he's, you know, had another impact round right there. That's good work from the in-game leader, but he needs some other players on his team to step on up and get into this match, because ENCE, it's not over yet. We're still obviously in the first half. Take a little bit of a look on KdTV.org at the advanced stats. Yeah, Alexi B's had 3 rounds with multi-kills here for contributions for his team to get on the board. So that's a big one to walk away with right there for ENCE. Not really coming out on top of the crazy clutch situations, but they can get it done when it's close by the book. 1 for 1 for 1.
For 1 for 1.
Could happen up to 9 times. So because of the order of the rounds as well, Matt, as we keep talking about with this new money system, it's not like ENCE have been able to build up the surplus of the $3,400 bonus. You know, it's gone. They won a round, they lost 5 straight, they got 3 back. So obviously they're starting to whittle down that bonus again. They've lost 3 on the row, and now they've won another one back. So I think got 3 rounds left in the half. It wouldn't be a B set piece.
Trying to find the angle, can't. Smoke's down in front of them, so they want to boost above it. That's quite clever. That'll work. Aerial's on the other side of it, however, and it's still below the smoke. Electronic actually okay. It worked against him, but that was almost more fancy than even on train in terms of pistol, because he jumped on his teammate's head and pushed the smoke, and I think he was going to try and run boost himself beyond them, but unfortunately Aerial took down his stilts and then found him falling in front as well.
Well, ENCE have been able to steady here. They're looking good now. They've got the double orbs back out. 1 for Alexi, 1 for Alu. Everyone's going to have diffuse kits. Sergey can buy into head armor if he really wants to. There's no reason he can't. They can upgrade their pistols as well on a lot of their players. NAVI will have 4 AK-47s and an AWP again. So they're going to do the quad boost here, Matt. We're not tracking it right now, but they might actually be able to get Alexi, who is up towards heaven.
Oh, no. Not if they do that.
They had a chance. Alexi's now watching, so if they go for it again, he'll get the better of them here. I'm actually looking at Alexi's POV right now, so he's still trained on that position. Little does he know that they're not going for it. You'd think a move like that, you'd be able to do pretty easily.
Yeah, it's the slide of the third man that I think people mess up a little bit. You got to kind of look into the corner. Actually kind of away from the corner about 20 or plus degrees or so and really push yourself in. Aerial. Good hold. He's lost his teammate behind though, and Alexi 7 is there. Should he be able to find another? That's up for debate because Simple's actually got him down. Aerial falls as well, and it's a 3-on-2.
So the man who's found a lot of impact being down now, a lot of pressure now on Alu and Sergey. One of the 1v1 to earlier. He's going to light up a headshot right there onto Edwards. Almost gets a second. Zeus and Simple, when they've been left alive in clutches, their success rate has been relatively high.
Let's see if it works out. You're right. They have played off each other very well. Zeus punching out a 1-on-2, and Simple fell on Inferno. Simple's not falling this time. Sergey has. Ali was waiting for it. Nose in there. Oh. Okay. All right. CZ just peeks him twice and absolutely rails him despite that he's got an AWP, and it's now 9-6 for NAVI. ENCE, by the way, actually won the knife round, started out CT for a change.
Maybe that's a bad omen.
Maybe. Not used to it. They don't do that in boot camps.
So to kick things off, that 5-round streak that we saw early on to make the scoreline 5-1, remember, was off the drop deagles from Zeus for both Electronic and Simple, and both of them were able to find entry kills on towards that A bomb site. You think about as well, if you go back and you look at a lot of these rounds, Zeus was finding so many openings onto the B bomb site. Whether or not the rounds were converted off of that, he's been playing quite well, has 10 kills to his name. Edward up there on 14, 13 for Simple, 11 for Electronic, Flamey down at 9. So relatively even haul right now for that. On the other side of things, Alexi, think about that clutch round with the double orbs. Alo and Alexi retaking the A bomb site. That was a very difficult one to win. Sergey's won a 1v1 as well towards B. So they've been able to just hold on to this one. 9-6, it's not the worst of scores. It's obviously not the best being on the CT side of a map like this one. But just again, I want to talk about that round 2 break. If NAVI are unable to get this pistol round, the second round is still super dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. No question. We still have a game. And we're going to get back to it now.
So no defuse kit in play, so maybe Navi want to do something a little bit more assertive off the bat here. You do see Zeus with the CZ75. Up close sandbags is a good position for that, but it's going to be quick. It's coming through Monster. The Molotovs are through.
Zeus has a smoke as well. It's just deployed, but they're already behind him. It's self-preservation to hold him off the sandbags, and he uses it with a gap because he was intending to hold off water, but it gives him a chance to peek. He can control it. He wanted to defend water, and now he's able to attack inside of the site. Sergey's down, ball never even got planted.
Just the slight delay there, the fact that they overlooked that position, they didn't expect anyone to be near that smoke that he had dropped on down. That window of opportunity, everybody had to swing to that position out of fear. The CZ. Zeus with a lot of impact just there, and now Navi, you don't have to worry about that second round break I was talking about. It's the second round conversion. And ENCE are going to keep this one conservative.
Looking back at the electronic kills from Heaven, which were very impressive. We were watching Zeus in that time. Simple MP5. Got to kill it in the first round here after getting on with a Deagle. Not the best of weapons for sprays, but then he finds 3. Close range, it certainly has its effects. Much further than that, it starts to fall off considerably, but Electronic cleans it up, and we go to 11-6. We go with 5 rounds remaining, potentially for Navi.
Gun's going to come out across the board here. There won't be any AWP in the opening stages. Alu will have to be restrained on that AK-47. And this is where, I guess, the tactical superiority of a fundamentally sound team like ENCE will have to shine through. Either something that they've dry run time and time again, or a default spread. It looks like they want to lean towards the B-bomb site. Sergey's just going to throw some nades over towards A to keep them honest, but they're going to quickly go through to sewer. Now that they've got control of that, they can either pick off of it, set up an execution. Aerial gets really aggressive. He'll get taken down. The MP5, a hero in 2 rounds now, gives the opening to Navi. Free upgrade for Edward. And some damage done to X7 and Alexi in the meantime.
Okay, and the smoke unfortunately works against X7.
It's strange they're doing that, Matt, just pushing through like that against the SMGs as opposed to doing something cohesive.
And look at this, they smoke off that AK now. So nade, did it blow it back down Monster further? I'm not sure, because Flamey knows there's a rifle there if he can find it.
I'm going to fly in and take a look.
I think the nade may have pushed it back. Well, I think it's in the smoke. I think it's just great. Find it, doesn't matter. Sergey's got Simple. Bomb will be gathered by Alu. Simple's the only kill that goes ENCE's way so far. There's the AK. It is just sitting in the smoke. See if Alu does anything about it. He can get forward. If he drops that, there's 2 down in that position. He has the bomb as well. They're looking his way. He's found the first, no swing yet. He's expecting it. He even pre-fired Zeus, and
Good
he
stuff.
makes no mistake. Held his composure, didn't overcommit to the spray. Didn't get
low,
away, but they are low, and it's a lineup for Edward. He turns it around.
Gets the opening kill with the MP5 at sandbag, a free upgrade to the AK-47, and then just has to blow a slight breeze, and they fall on over as they try and make their way up through Monster. I felt like Alu had done enough to give them at least a chance to get into the bomb site, but Edward's still in a forward position. Great stuff from him here. ENCE now, they're in trouble. They're in hot water, that's for sure. Remember, these 2 teams went toe-to-toe at the Major not that long ago. It was a game that went at least all the rounds in 2 of the maps, Train and Mirage. Just to, it was a bit of a blowout, a 16-3 victory for Navi. This time round, we've had 2 extremely competitive first maps. Simple's going to get, I'm going to say overwhelmed, but he's just standing, gets 1, will be traded.
Smoke goes down, but already they're burning alive inside of it. They should have used it to extinguish rather than cover off the site. It spread just enough. Alu and Sergey with only the pistols. It looks like 13 rounds secure. They want to get the bomb plant on B. That's why they sent so many A. They will at least succeed in that endeavor. Sergey as well with the Eagle can find. There's low enough HP. Wants headshots. He's trying to pull the angle, but Edward works his way in, and Alu has to go back on his own with the P250. Time still ticking. Fortunate enough to get toward the diffuser. Doesn't even come close, as it's another round for Navi. None so far to ENCE in this half. They are only 4 in, so there'll be guns again this time.
And they can get the AWP for Alu, has 7K on the board, so this is a full investment right here for ENCE. Round number 20, you can see the best AWPers in the server. It's simple. Yeah, that makes sense. But Alexi B, he was actually doing the lion's share of it in that first half. Maybe in certain situations, Ali wasn't feeling confident. Alexi was getting the job done. And look, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Flamey's going to play in front of this Molotov, so he's going to get tagged on. That might let Sergey, he's going to say no, that he's in front, but Flamey, he strikes and he's going to push forward. So pressure is going to try and come on in through the sewer position. They have to cotton off his position and lock him down, because you can't leave him to float here. There's so much flank potential if they don't deal with Flamey right now. Alu doesn't really seem too worried about it. Flamey's going to get 2 more.
Wow. 3 kills for him in the rounds.
A 4?
He's got X7.
Let
Just
him have
Alu
it.
left. Does Flamey go hunting? Alu's on the run. And Flamey
They're chanting for an ace.
is actually working back from the ladder. They don't want to peek him. Alu's unfortunately
Oh,
gonna...
no!
Oh, all right. Fair enough. That's fine. If you're going to steal an ace, I suppose that's the best way to do it. They tried to back off and let Alu have space so that Flamey could close the distance, but unfortunately he was walking toward them, so that'll work. That'll do.
I would love to see a replay of those shots. We just got it here.
I like that it was the left click knife as well, not a right click. I wonder if Simple was even trying to just soften him up. I don't even know if he was trying to kill him, because he looked over like, sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
Maybe he was just trying to weaken him up to make him get the ace.
Oh, alrighty. Well, Navi now only 2 rounds away from taking this, from knocking ENCE out here in the quarterfinals for getting their revenge from the major. But Alu really don't want to give up just yet. He'll find one. Trader back from Zeus, continuing to put up good performance, is the in-game leader.
And maybe this is starting to show where, again, ENCE, I'll give them credit, they're in this series. They absolutely played a solid one, whether this goes their way or not. But this starts to show some of that depth, right? It was not overpass at the major. They bring it in here, even though the desk thought overpass was actually going to favor them. We're seeing that favoring them against certain opponents isn't necessarily giving you enough at the top consistently. X7.
Okay.
They pass each other in the smoke?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that in this tournament. I don't think it's actually going to matter. It won't have too much impact on this game. See, Zeus kind of knows that something's up. He was just checking towards the site. Edward also went back into clear it, and they've gone past each other once again.
He might get the one up on Zeus as a result of this.
I think
Zeus is walking around. Down he goes. It's just Edward left in a 1-on-4, so good positioning from ENCE pays off. And Edward's just saving his weapon. Edward's talking to them as if to communicate perhaps that they need to be a little more aware and astute.
Yeah, some overextension just there. I think one of the things that you don't want to allow if you are Na'Vi is to give ENCE a chance to get back into games, because we've seen what has happened with these guys when they are looking down and out. Well, they battle back. They don't give up. ENCE aren't the team who, they get rolled over very often. Sure, I mentioned that 16-3 scoreline before, but the thing is, their major run, so much of that was off the back of comeback after comeback, looking like they're down and out, showing poise under pressure, which is years above their experience as a team.
Yep.
And that was one of the things that we attested to this team. So this is not done just yet. There's always a chance, especially with the way that ENCE have made their mark in Counter-Strike in 2019.
He's aggressively thrown toward the bench position. X7. Goes back around to just make sure no one's going to push out at Monster. Edward backs off at short. So those two will not be confrontational at this point in time.
Probably a good idea to think better of that. Those bullets were not too far away from tagging up X7 there. Doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage. Na'Vi are doing what ENCE were doing. They're not posturing forward on their CT side, right? We can see on the minimap at the top left that everybody's almost in a cluster. In that A bomb site and over towards B, they're not spreading out. They're not playing a transitional defense. And now as the clock is ticking down to roughly 55 seconds, ENCE are starting to clear out different positions on the map. You can see Electronic didn't even have both hands on, and in the meantime, Simple's going to take down Sergey. He's going to drop another smoke down, which allows Electronic to stay in his forward position.
Huge. Simple. X7 gets both. That is massive because it's at B. They can back the bomb away. They can actually rotate to that side of the map, but they aren't so far. Electronic Inside of the smoke, Simple's there as well on the op, remember. And he strikes back! He strikes back and he takes away the bomb. He grabs an AK. And Alu's in the bathrooms with nowhere to go. 20 seconds. He'll even walk back and does at least make a passed shot. I thought Electronic had the jump on him. Simple's missed. Does Alu finally get one back in return after so many going the way of Simple? Alu, he brings it back to a 2-on-1, 8 seconds. Zeus inside of the site. Here's X7 coming. It comes to kills. It comes to kills, but Alu's missed the shot, and Zeus has series point for NAVI.
One more round now. X7, it felt like he had done enough. But Electronic just bounces straight back through the smoke, of course. And those kills put a stop to what almost felt like the round. Alu does his best to make things interesting, and then Zeus with a multi-kill of his own. So back and forth we went in round number 22, but going into round number 23, guns are up again. Alu on the AWP, AKs across the board. Let's see the approach from ENCE here, because it's do or die right now. There's no way out. I said it wasn't done just yet, but if they don't show fight here, it definitely will be. This could be the duel. Edward aggressively stands through, pulls out an A, gets caught off guard. Alexi, the playmaker, the bailout man for ENCE in times of need. He finds an opening.
Zeus. Oh, baby. That's a way to level it back out at 4-on-4.
Zeus is feeling himself here, up to 19 kills. He's tied with Simple, tied with Electronic, fragging as good as the best of them.
Hopefully he's not feeling himself too much because he needs a hand on the mouse and keyboard. Simple, AWP back out. Blast wants to check short, good trade, Flamey. Getting X7 but dies to Alu. Shadow, that's all Simple needs. Ball down, misses the second shot. If he followed that, it would have been all three because he got the third on the second shot, or rather the second on the third shot, I should say. 1-on-1 though with Sergey. And Electronic, bomb was dropped backside of the ramp. And Simple would have called that. So Electronic stays in the window and wants to play it. Smoke down, he won't be able to see if it's picked up or not, but it's Sergey that gets the jump on it. Knew he was going to push through and it faded. And then survive one further round.
The babyface bandit of Sergey there, not blinking. A lot of weight on his shoulders in that situation. It's the better of Electronic and posts round number 8 on the board. They're going to need to put up an absolute T-side haul here. Not only are they up against it, but they're on that T-side where it just becomes more difficult to crack into bomb sites. Obviously, if they get the momentum going, it looks like they're very close at this point to breaking the money of NAVI, who have 2 CZ75s in this one. They have that AWP of Simple. Zeus on a Famas, Edward with the AUG. But everybody right now is contributing across the board here for this NAVI roster. Normally you'd say, oh well, stay away from the stars, but you need to stay away from everybody here because the multi-frag potential is not stopping, and this duel towards Connector could be massive.
Lex standing in behind the wall. Sees it line up, but not enough ammo. Still damage there. Alexi B goes down at 36. And ENCE rotate back around bomb, heads over towards the bathrooms. Aerial with the Galil.
Sergey has been a clutch factor in several 1v1s for them in this, and now he's out of the equation very early in the piece. He's going to apply pressure on Aerial and X7, who are sitting on 11 and 10 kills respectively, so those two may have to get something done if Alexi now half HP and Alu on the AWP can't make too much of an impact. It's their time to shine.
And brutal smoke out short. 33 seconds and pretty much everyone's focused on the B site. Is that enough? I say everyone. Zeus the only one not here. Rotate over. Molotov down. Simple knows they're coming this direction. Ariel's already got Edward with the smokes in place. They should be able to plant. Flamey wants to counter that. Flamey's going to counter that. No bomb plant. 15 seconds. AK in hand. Simple does at least get Alu back. He shot his teammate, but Alu beat him to it, and Ariel gets the kill. 15-9.
ENCE again. Continue to steady. The rounds are close. The clock is ticking down. The pressure is mounting. NAVI striking at every moment, and yet managed to continue to post. It's 2 on the trot here. Their third T-side round. Round number 25, NAVI. They only need one more. They don't have to force buy. They don't have to go for anything too crazy. They're actually going to invest into 4 HE grenades. Flamey has a CZ75. Zeus has a P250. The other 3 have just stuck in with the USP. So We will see where these grenades get used, as everybody actually has stacked on over towards B. Flamey's playing the point man with that CZ, and he'll make the call on when to use the nade. Simple is doing a lot of talking right now. But they just need to stay calm, NAVI, if they want to take this one. They're in the driver's seat. Whereas ENCE, they have to battle back, and they have to make NAVI sweat. They have to make NAVI tilt. They have 2 MAC-10s. One for Alexi B, one for X7. They're just very slow in this approach. If NAVI wait and don't get jittery, don't start falling off one at a time and running over thinking, oh yeah, maybe it's A, then this B stack might really come into fruition. Patience is a virtue, they say, and in this situation, maybe more so. The bomb is dropped back towards the bunny pallets. They should make the club music there a little bit louder, I think. Look at Alexi, though. Just to note.
I'd go there more just to hang out.
See, he is the playmaker for this team, right? The in-game leader. He goes in and he gets so much information. He can make a call on what they should do. So now that he's pushed up that far, I was going to say the rest of the players can scuttle over towards that side, but now he's in a duel. Maybe that changes.
ENCE on for another historic stage comeback. Have momentum. Shift in their favor with 3 in a row. Should say 3 from the last one. Holds for Flamey to push, and I think he's going to do the same toward Monster. They're leading and trying to do anything they can.
Feeding him at this point.
He's got to get a reload in, unfortunately, and that's when they strike. Give them an AK. So you are right, he feeds them.
They should try and do damage here if you are NAVI, right? You want to take away as many guns as possible, while ENCE should just do their best. Obviously, they need to buy in every round right now. But also giving away kills to the MAC-10s, that's an extra $600 that can go in the pocket that they can invest into AKs with. And Alexi wanted to find something.
Oh my. That's a problem, just for what the reasons you were saying. So he's going to try and run him down with MAC-10. He's got to be careful. Doesn't take too much damage, actually only gets 1 hit.
This is a bold statement. Individually speaking, this might be the best series I think I've ever seen Zeus play.
This tournament might
CSGO.
be one of the best I've ever seen him play. I mean, this tournament he has had, okay, there's been a few off games still, but trading off of Simple in the group stages looked excellent, and you're right, today he's looked phenomenal. I think he somehow has lit a fire under his own butt and is actually picking up his socks lately.
Yeah, he's performing very well here. As a team, they're playing much better. If we note just quickly, if you look at ENCE's money, they're having to drop guns across, it seems, right now, but Alexi B and Aerial only have 4,400 and 4,200, right? So what's important to note here is if Alu is dropping across an AK, then yeah, sure, that's fine. But if they weren't able to do that, those two players, they would have been strugglesome to get full utility.
Keep in mind this series has gone the distance, and they play whoever wins this immediately after in the semifinal. There will be about a 40-minute break to give them a chance to get some food, to relax, but don't relax too much. You want to keep that adrenaline going. You want to stay absolutely focused. But whoever was going to win this, obviously, you want to win a 2-0, but for more than just the reasons of having a comfortable series, you wanted to win a 2-0. Get through and get moving.
So NAVI have gone for a light investment here. Simple has a deagle, armor, smoke. There's a deagle in the hands of Flamey as well. Shotgun for Edward, so I assume he might go towards that connector position. Ooh. Quad boost.
Here we go, Alu. They make it this time. And he's got the train! Oh, the train! He even tries to wallbang the train. He's still
what?
in the show.
Huh?
I'm sorry?
Excuse me?
What texture does that hit?
I think he shot as well when the train came past, because obviously the crowd cheered. He's thought, oh no, they know I'm here, I'm going to just take a pot shot if I can. Gets an opportunity to go for the second, and then that doesn't land. But look at this position Simple's taken. They're very up close and personal and connector as well, man.
Little spray of the Deagle to get the shot. 2 HP for Sergey. I need to see a replay of that.
So the best avenue right now for ENCE is if they actually go A long. They don't know that that part of the map is completely clear, but that avenue is free for them. With Electronic up close and personal, he can push. But X7 is lingering, so he will be ready. As Zeus and Electronic now, they go on a little expedition mission. This could be the time where he almost gets caught off, looks behind. Now Zeus from behind again. The in-game leader getting a big kill. We're going to know it's going to be an A-side attack right here.
Amy waiting by the truck. Needs to get someone to pull the attention, can't do it. Shotgun from Edward at that range? Okay, come on, man.
You miss every shot you have to take.
Bomb down though, 20 seconds.
2v1.
Edward did get aerial as well in the second attempt. Smoke as well, that could have given him a chance to close the distance, but he gets found out. 15-11, we're seeing shades of the Liquid comeback almost.
So just having a look at the booth here, trying to see how much body language I could pick up right now from the NAVI guys. Just taking a drink. Everybody seems focused. Nobody looks too worried right now. Still just one more round. ENCE doing their best to battle back in, and that's the opening. Simple right there. Strikes, takes down Alu.
Takes down Alu, who is heading out toward Long. That may take away potential for them to try and get some map control. Haven't seen Long itself used a lot in this series, to be fair. CB tries to get the jump shot from short.
Look towards Alexi to be that bailout guy yet again. He's done it for them on countless occasions. Even if it's just information he gets, they're still able to react off that. Now, I said that Aerial and X7, they need to step up. Now, they've both gotten a couple of kills in the last few rounds. X7 now, he has to go huge.
Oh, no.
It's like a pinball in that tunnel.
Yeah, I don't know if it is a good recovery or what, but it does recover. Smoke down Alexi B. Does he have a gap on Alexi? I don't think so. I don't think so. Bomb still outside of Monster.
It's all on Zeus here, Matt. He has to fight two in Monster here. The flash comes out. He grabs one.
Now Smoke can give him some space. He gets back in the pit. Just two to find. Sergey and Alexi B. Bomb is still in their hands, and it's down to the man holding it to go against four. Simple's rotated back in. AWP, and he finds the final kill fittingly in the series to go 16-11 and 2-1. They'll play in 40 or so, probably about an hour's time, against Renegades. What a